Welcome back to BrewFix, where coffee meets craftsmanship. You dial in a great shot. It tastes balanced, sweet, clean. Then you pull the next one, same machine, same grinder, same recipe, and it tastes different, slightly bitter, hollow, flat, and suddenly you're wondering what changed. The frustrating truth is this. Nothing obvious changed, but the system did. Today, we're breaking down why two espressos from the same machine rarely taste identical, what science tells us about variability, and how understanding this stops espresso from feeling random. Espresso is a dynamic process, not a static one. One of the biggest misconceptions in espresso is assuming conditions reset perfectly between shots. They don't. Every espresso changes the system slightly. Temperature shifts, pressure components flex, coffee behavior evolves, and water chemistry continues reacting. According to extraction science, espresso is inherently dynamic, not repeatable in the strict sense people expect. The goal isn't identical shots, but control variation. Temperature never fully resets. Even the best machines experience temperature drift between shots. Boilers recover, group heads heat soak, and water paths warm unevenly. Slight temperature differences change water viscosity and extraction speed. These changes are often too small to measure easily, but large enough to alter flavor. From a BrewFix technician's perspective, thermal stability is one of the biggest hidden variables affecting shot-to-shot consistency. The grinder never repeats exactly. Grinders don't produce identical output shot after shot. Burrs warm up, particles fracture differently, and fines distribution shifts subtly over time. Even with a fixed setting, particle size distribution changes slightly. Espresso magnifies these differences. This is why the first shot and the 10th shot from the same grinder can behave differently, even without adjustment. Coffee changes as you use it. Coffee itself is not static. Beans continue degassing, absorbing humidity, and reacting with oxygen. As coffee sits in the grinder hopper or dosing chamber, its behavior under pressure shifts. According to coffee science, these micro changes affect resistance and extraction even within short time windows. Espresso responds immediately to those shifts. Puck preparation is never perfectly repeatable. Even experienced baristas cannot prepare identical pucks every time. Distribution, density, and micro voids vary slightly shot to shot. Under pressure, these small differences determine where water accelerates first. From a system standpoint, puck prep isn't about perfection. It's about minimizing variability so the system can remain stable. Machine components are always in motion. Valves open and close. Pumps heat up. Seals flex. Pressure ramps differently depending on resistance. These mechanical realities mean the machine itself never behaves in a perfectly identical way. Technicians don't expect perfect repetition. We look for predictable behavior ranges. When shots fall outside that range, something is wrong. Why chasing identical shots leads to frustration. Many people respond to variability by constantly changing grind size or recipe. This often makes things worse. Espresso doesn't reward overcorrection. The science shows that stability comes from controlling the system, not reacting to every flavor difference. Once the system is stable, variations become minor instead of dramatic. What consistency actually means in espresso. Consistency doesn't mean identical taste every time. It means predictable flavor direction, controlled extraction, and absence of extreme defects. Great cafes don't produce clones, they produce reliable quality. When you shift your expectations from perfection to control, espresso becomes far more enjoyable. Two espressos rarely taste the same because espresso is alive, mechanically chemically, and physically. Once you understand that variability is part of the process, frustration turns into clarity. At BrewFix, we teach espresso as a system, so you can control what matters and stop chasing what doesn't. BrewFix, keeping your coffee machines running and your mornings caffeinated.